All right, in this video, there's going to be something that I had been nominated for. All right, in this video, there's going to be something that I had been nominated for. And so you're going to see a little bit of a different type of video today. Usually it's either reselling or gift backs or how am I sourcing and that kind of stuff. Well, today it's going to be the 15 holiday questions about me, and even possibly you may see a special guest pop in and answer these questions with me as we. All right, our first question on this list of 15 questions that you'll get to know about myself, and here's Robert with me.
Hello.
And the first question is, what is the favorite holiday scent or candle or both? Robert?
I would have to say like a gingerbread.
Well, for me, I have two kind of favorites. One is anything to do with cinnamon spice or pumpkin spice, but all year round is definitely Bird of Paradise. The next question is, what is your favorite holiday beverage? Robert?
Well, can't drink it anymore, but definitely eggnog.
For me, every year, all year round, even the holidays, I love Crown, but during the holidays, apple, caramel, salted caramel, or apple, double fudge chocolate soda. I got Robert hooked on that one as well sometimes, so that's my favorite. Our next question is, what song really gets you into the holiday spirit? Robert?
I'd have to say it's a toss-up between Silver Bells and Carol of the Bells.
Well, for mine, I would have to say the Christmas song, and also the one that is well known also, for me, is Mary Did You Know? That's my favorite. As a kid, did a sibling ever get a gift, a present of some kind that you wished you had for you?
For me, I'd have to say probably, but it wasn't meaningful enough for me to remember these days.
For me, I didn't, because of the fact when we were raised, we would get what we wanted and we did a list, and you had to have the most thing that you would want, and then the rest of it would be if you wanted, if you could have it, if you would get it. But I never really thought about getting things from my sibling when we got Christmas gifts, because within a year or two, I wound up getting it anyway because my brother was older than me. And so I really never really thought about if I wish I had it, because we always got what we wanted mainly. And so that would be. The next question is, what is your favorite thing about Christmas? Robert?
I have to say giving gifts and seeing people or hearing people's reactions to them.
For me, I want to say the best thing about Christmas, now that we've moved to Massachusetts, is going to be, have to say, making our own new memories, and actually now having a true white Christmas here in Massachusetts. The next question is, do you have any Christmas traditions?
Well, I know my oldest sister, she used to collect teddy bears, and she had bought one from Harrods when we went on a family vacation back in the 80s to England. And so maybe a couple of years after that, she started this tradition that we do every Christmas Eve we call it Bully Bear presents. Basically, she would buy little things for everyone, and someone would buy something for her, like under $5, $10 things. We'd wrap them up. She'd put them in a Harrods bag, and then she'd sneak out and put the bag with the bear on the front porch, and then ring the doorbell and sneak back in. And then we'd all get a gift on Christmas Eve.
Oh, that's neat. I never heard of that one before. For me, I guess our tradition was the Christmas growing up. We always basically decorate the house on a certain time. Tradition-wise, we really didn't have any traditions. It was more of whatever happens, happens. So we really didn't have any traditions growing up in the South. That was. All right, the next question is, real or fake tree? Robert?
Fake tree, because I had roommates after college that had a real tree one year, and that just made a total mess. So real or fake all the way.
For me, I'd have to say fake as well. I did a real tree every now and then, but I didn't like the idea of having to get all the cleaning after. Granted, I did like the smell of it, but for me, it was always when growing up, we did. It was one of those silver fake trees, but it had the lighting that my dad had that had the rotation, and it would change the colors on the tree. So for me, I still like that tradition of the actual tree that was the silver kind. We never really did real trees when growing up, so that would have to be. The next question: are you on the naughty or nice list, Robert?
So I think I'm on the nice list.
For me, I'm gonna let y'all decide, but for me, I think I am on the nice list. I am pretty much always given throughout the year, not just during Christmas. And so, all right, the next question is: do you start shopping on Black Friday or at the last minute, Robert?
I would say since mostly these days all anybody seems to want is gift cards, I'd say last minute.
For me, I actually start shopping early in the year, and I always pretty much pick it up where I know I'm gonna have it for when it's time to start doing Christmas wrapping papers to wrap the gifts up. So for me, I'd have to say I'm early, even before Black Friday. The question is, can you name all Santa's reindeers, Robert?
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and Rudolph.
But do you know? Yeah, I would have to say, Myrtle, get down from that table.
She watched me in the video.
Call the most reindeer famous. I'm trying to think. Oh, on Dancer and Prancer and Donner and Blitzen, on Comet and Cupid and I did that already. Donner and Blitzen.
Yeah, that is Prancer.
Prancer and Dancer, and do you know the most
And
reindeer? Dasher, and then the most reindeer of all is Rudolph. I always had issues with that unless I sung the song, and I should know that by heart. Well, I don't know what my tripping is because guess what? I don't know what's going on with me, but for some reason, with our 15 questions, I missed number 11. Why? I don't know. If I'm doing an auction with a countdown, for some reason, number 11 gets left out. Here I am, got a 15 questions. I have it on a piece of paper to follow. I don't know what the world happened to me, but guess what? Number 11 was skipped again. So we're going to do it this way because I'm not getting back in my Santa suit. And so we're going to have to take care of it this way. Number 11 in the questions for the 15 holiday questions. The number 11 is, when does your family put up your Christmas tree and who decorates it? Robert?
Well, we would put it up probably second week of December. And usually my sisters do it.
For me and my family, we used to have it where after Thanksgiving dinner, we would go up in the night before Thanksgiving, get everything out the attic, bring it down, and then Christmas, after Thanksgiving dinner was finished and cleaned up and dishes were done, we started getting the tree together, and it was always the silver tree with the turning light with different colors. And usually I would be the one with my dad and my mom would put it together. But as far as decorating, my mom would always hand me the items. My sisters and brothers that really didn't want to do it, but I enjoyed doing it, so it was always me. And as far as taking it down after all that, it was always me, packing it and putting it back in the attic. But I always enjoyed it because it was something that we did and knew that was always the thing we would do together, the meal after Thanksgiving meal. And so that was what I... The next question is, peeking at gifts, or would you rather be surprised? Robert?
I'd rather be surprised.
Growing up for me, it was always a surprise because I never really knew what gifts I had. And there was one thing I'll never forget during Christmas one year. My brother and I and my sisters was going through a Christmas tree at my grandmother's house. And I always wrapped the gifts every year. But in this particular one, I rewrapped the gifts, not realizing that when I rewrapped them, they would know that it was someone in the packages. And so ever since that happened, we wound up getting cigars that year instead of what we really had under the tree. So ever since then, never peeked in any other packages again. By the way, the thing about the cigars, when my uncle was trying to play a joke on us as kids, due to the fact that I rewrapped the presents the way I would wrap gifts, not the way they wrapped them, and I was very neat in wrapping them perfectly. Well, when my uncle found out, he turned around and took all the presents and hid them in the house, at my grandmother's house. And then he gave us cigars as it being a gag gift for us. But needless to say, we really didn't have that as gifts, but it was just to teach us a lesson. So that was not of us to have to sit there and smoke the cigar because we were only like maybe 7 or 8 years old at the time. So that's why I learned my lesson about not opening up gifts until it was given to us. All right, the next question is, have you ever gone Christmas caroling, Robert?
A long time ago. Back in like grade school, middle school.
I would have to say the same for me. When I was in junior high, I was in honor choir, and I used to go with the group, and we used to go caroling back then. But as I got older, we never did. So I would have to say only when I was a kid in the junior year. The next question is, where do you usually spend your holidays?
I would say mostly home, sometimes with my family in Illinois.
When I was growing up, usually every year would spend half the day at one grandparent's house on my dad's side, and then of course on my mom's side. But usually we would, like the Christmas Eve, we would all unwrap one gift that we were allowed. My parents would give us one gift to open, and then on Christmas Day we would open the rest of them, and then go to the families throughout the day, and we'd spend a little bit on everybody's house. So that's how we did it. Final question is, what is your favorite holiday decoration? Robert?
Well, to look at tinsel, but not to clean up.
I don't like those tinsels. For me, it's always putting the final piece on a tree, and it's always, for me, every Christmas, I enjoy with the angels. Anything that has to do with angels for Christmas. I think that is the best ornaments that I like, or any decorations when it comes to Christmas. Video for our joining of Robert joining me for this video. It was a challenge to make sure I got everything done. I want to do it in this, and I have other clips that's going to make this together. But the end of this video is going to let you know down in the description bar below. Next thing I'm going to be doing is actually nominating 3. At the end, we have to nominate 3 people to do the same video of theirs, so we get to know a little bit more about that other person. So my 3, and will be in the description below, is going to be Miss Carol at Carol's Creative Corner. The next one will be Susanna's Chronicles, that's Susanna. And the last one will be, the third one will be Colton and Courtney at Redneck Resell. So look forward to seeing those videos. And again, keep an eye on them because they are out there. And I will make sure to try to make that playlist to where you can follow those who have done not only the video already, but those that may be coming out and doing it in the future. Because of course, we're trying to get this done before Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So thank you so much for coming and watching the channel. Again, thank you for coming into our home. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to learn a little bit myself and about Robert as well. So without that being said, at the end of this video, have a happy holiday season, and may you be safe and wherever you go.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.